Hello, everybody, and welcome to 4-3 slope intercept form. So let's recall slope intercept form. Y equals mx plus b, where m is your slope. I refer to it as the way you move. That's why I like the m there. Slope, or the way you move, on y equals mx plus b. The b is the y-intercept. That is the place you start on the y-axis. So somewhere on this axis right here. Next we have the y here. The y is just some output. You can just put that if you want. Most people would not even bother to put it in this. The x is some input, you can call it, or these are actually an x value of a coordinate and a y value of a coordinate. So there you go. But the main way you'll see this equation is you'll see it in a way that looks like this. Y equals 2x plus 1. And let's go ahead and graph that equation. We'll look at some other equations right here, but let's just look at this one and see how we do. So I'm going to graph this equation. It is in slope-intercept form, and it is y equals 2x plus 1. And let me get my pen out. I don't know what I clicked on there. So here is my y-intercept, or the place I'm going to start on the y-axis. So I'm just going to put a point, a point at 1. And then this is going to tell me my slope, or the way I move. And remember, if you just see a number, you can always put a 1 underneath it. So in this case, I'm going to go up 2. So I'm going to go up 2 over 1 and put a point. I could also do it again if I wanted to, just to kind of help my line out. There you go. I could also go down to back 1. And the reason why I can do that is because it is a positive slope. And if I went down to back 1, well, that's just going to get me back to a positive slope there. So that's why I did that. Then I'm going to draw a line. So this is a common one you'll see here. Very simple, very easy slope-intercept form. Next, we're going to go graphing some lines given some information. So on your assignment and, on different math things you have to do, they're going to want you to graph lines giving provided information. And one thing they could give you is they could say, hey, the y-intercept equals 3. The slope is negative 2 over 3. Can you graph that line? And the answer should be yes, because I'm going to start at 3. And my slope is going to tell me the direction in which I'm going to move. Since it is a negative slope, you can see here, this negative right here, I am going to go down and over. So I'm going to go down 2 over 1, 2, 3. There you go. I can do it again, or actually, since it's a negative slope, I can go up 2 and back 3. Put a point right there and graph the line. Remember, with negative slope, I always like to go down and to the right. If it's a negative slope, to me it makes it easier, but you can also go up and to the left on a negative slope. As long as it's going down the hill from left to right, you got it the right way. They could also give you graph the line given an equation. So they could give you the equation like x equals 2. Okay, and they're going to want you to graph that line. Well, that line is an undefined line. It goes up and down. This is also called no slope. Remember, this is no slope or undefined. Okay, no slope or undefined. Next, you can come across one with, they could say, hey, the y-intercept is -2 and slope equals 0. Graph the line. Okay, I can graph this line. It's going to be, my y-intercept's -2 because this is the y-axis. This is the place I start. This is the x. And I am going to graph a 0 slope. They said the slope is 0, so it would look like this. The equation for this line would be y equals -2, by the way, just in case you're wondering. All right, and that should conclude that portion. So anyway, you can do some more practice down here if you wish, but I think that covers it. All right, on to the next page. See if I can go over here. So next one they're going to want us to do is find slope and y-intercept given the equations in slope-intercept form and in standard form. So they won't always give you easy ones for this, so they'll try to trick you around here. And let me just give you this equation right here. Y equals -2/3x minus 2/3. Here you would say the slope is -2/3, and that is the slope. And let's just make this a positive real quick so I can differentiate the slope and the y-intercept. And then they could say, hey, here is my y-intercept, which is 2/3. Okay, there you go. But sometimes they'll try to disguise this or give you a little bit harder question. Remember, the slope is always attached to the x. So let me disguise this same problem in a little bit different way. And let's give you this one. Y equals, let's just go like this. 2/3 minus 2/3 x. As you can see, it's the same equation, but I arranged it a little bit different. Okay, here I'm still going to have everything is going to be the same. My y-intercept is still going to be this, and it's still going to be right here, but now it's changed locations. But remember, the y-intercept's the one that's not attached to the x. Okay, and then here I'm going to have my slope, which is right there. Okay, so just giving you a heads up on that. Sometimes they'll try to trick you a little bit. Next is sometimes they'll give you an equation in standard form, and it's going to want you to find the y-intercept. Some of these will be hard, some of these will be a little bit easy. Let's try to give it a little bit more difficult one. So let's do 2x plus 3y equals, and let's just say, I don't know, 8. That would give us a hard one. Here, in order to find the y-intercept and the slope, you need to convert it into y-intercept form, or slope-intercept form. I apologize. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve for my y so I can turn it into slope-intercept form. We've done this many times already. And divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. Y equals -2/3 x plus 8/3. Okay, so it's kind of obvious now what my y-intercept is. Well, my y-intercept is going to be located right here. And my slope is, again, going to be located right here attached to the x. Okay, so just be aware that they might ask you both ways. Next is they're going to want you to find the slope in the y-intercept given a table. And for this, what they'll do is they'll say, hey, this is they'll give you a table that looks a little different. I know we're used to a horizontal table, but this time, excuse me, you're used to a vertical table that goes up and down. And this assignment, for some reason, they give you a horizontal table, which is fine. We can still handle it. It's the same kind of table. It's just arranged a little differently. And we can say this is -1, 0, and just make it easy, 1. Okay, and then they'll give you some y values. Here we could say -3, -1, and 1. So we're going to want you to find the slope. So again, find the difference in the x's, which here is going to be 1 and then 1. That is the difference. Here it's going up by 2 and 2. So if I want the slope, it would be equal to 2 over 1, because you remember it's rise over run or y over x. The y-intercept will just be in the table. Remember, the y-intercept is when y is a number and x is 0. So you can see that from the table. It's right here. You won't have to do anything crazy to find it. There is the y-intercept. So that is a coordinate, by the way. That is coordinate 0, -1. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little all over the place here. I kind of misjudged my space there. But again, sometimes they'll watch you find the y-intercept and slopes. Basically, this, is all slope and y-intercept, slope-intercept form. Next, the last but not least is now they're going to kind of want you to work backwards. They're going to want you to create a line in y-intercept form. And what they're going to do is they're going to actually give you a graph here, and we'll just do this one. Okay, and let me see if I can make a straight line. Oh, that's not bad. And it's going to say, hey, given the graph, write in slope-intercept form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how much I went up to get to even with that other line. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then I see how much I went over, which is 2. So my slope here, my slope is going to be 3 over 2. And my y-intercept, it looks like it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my y-intercept equals 5, or my b. Some people call it b, some people call y-intercept. Why not I just do this too, just to not confuse anybody. Now I can create a equation in slope-intercept form, and watch me do that with the slope and the intercept. Y equals 3 over 2x plus 5. That easy. Let's do another one, but this time let's deal with a negative slope just to give us a little practice. And let's also do a negative y-intercept. There you go. That should do it. Again, to find them to write the graph. I'm sorry. Given the graph, write in slope-intercept form. So again, I need my slope. Just going to do that real quick. Here it looks like I go down 2 over 3 to get to there. So my slope, or my m, is equal to -2 over 3. My y-intercept, or my b, is equal to -2, it looks like. Remember, it's this point right here. And then with all this information, I can just put it into my slope-intercept form, which was y equals mx plus b, if you need to recall that. And so I'm going to have y equals -2 over 3 minus, oops, I almost forgot something very important. Y over -2 over 3x minus 2. There you go. That should cover you on slope-intercept form. The assignment is called 4.3 slope-intercept form. It matches the notes.